This isn't just a video. You've entered an interactive environment within a Sci-Fi world. In a few moments, the mind activation process will begin. Breathe or relax. When you're ready, continue. If it doesn't rain at all for a century, what do you think will happen to the Earth? The first day, nothing special happens, and many people won't even notice such a crisis. But after a month, the solar surface dries up, the seasonal rivers die, and the UN Security Council holds an emergency meeting. The topic of the meeting: has someone manipulated the weather? The United Nations warns that if this trend continues, the world may face a food shortage within the next 3 months. But after a year, the soils dry out and agriculture collapses. And widespread water rationing takes shape, and internal migration waves also begin. The major powers step in: espionage, economic threats, and pressure on neighboring countries to control the rivers, all in pursuit of the last drops of water. But after the 5th year, the real crisis begins. Ecosystems collapse, vegetation disappears, and temperatures rise. Small wars over dams break out, and countries' proxy forces blow up the dams. So that the other side dries out, some powerful countries begin to consider seeing the polar ice caps. Not for science, but for water. In the 10th year, the wars grow more widespread. In South Asia, limited clashes over rivers turn into full-scale wars. The major powers secretly use advanced destructive weapons to control water resources. And by striking major power plants and large dams, a global food crisis unfolds and borders collapse. By the 20th year, 2 billion people are displaced by water scarcity. New alliances take shape. The Northern Water Alliance includes Russia, Canada, and Scandinavia, and the Southern Crisis Belt, the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. The wars become structured. Dams, water transfer lines, and ice reservoirs become the main targets of attacks. In several parts of the world, the use of tactical nuclear weapons is reported, not for killing, but to create fear and intimidation. The world enters the stage of water fear. No one knows whether anything will come out of the tap tomorrow or not. But half a century later, in the 50th year, 70% of plant species have vanished, the earth has turned into a vast desert, and traditional agriculture is dead. Only greenhouses, hydroponic systems, and recycled water remain. Countries build domed and underground cities instead of developing outward. The powers line up around the polar ice and form a new Cold War over water. By the 70th year, something called a country no longer exists as before. Governments have turned into water-based coalitions. Technical military structures whose only task is to control and distribute water. In the north, a large bloc takes shape, a combination of Russia, Canada, Scandinavia, and parts of Alaska. It has no official name, but people call it the Northern Water State. Its administration is in the hands of military commanders and purification companies, not parliaments and elections. In the south, governments have collapsed, and control of scattered regions has fallen into the hands of armed groups and private companies. Whoever can hold a well or a reservoir sets the law. The wars in the Sur take on a new form: a battle for the polar glaciers, the sear of the remaining rivers, and attacks on dams. The northern bloc's clashes with several Asian powers intensify, and several times, limited destructive weapons are used to destroy water resources. Migration is almost forbidden. No country wants new population anymore, and entering the northern regions is only possible through strict contracts. For example, 10 years of forced labor in water facilities in exchange for the right to survive. Many are accepted, but many others are left behind at the fortified borders. But in the 100th year, a century without rain, the Earth has become a dry and static planet. The oceans are shallow and hot, and no clouds exist. Human civilization survives only in a few protected cities in the northern lands, and the United Nations no longer exists, and borders have no meaning. Everything revolves around water. Water has become the most important, expensive, and rarest resource of civilization, and every drop of it is a life. If you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you won't miss tomorrow's video.